Good morning, friends. I am Dr. Shoaib Padaria from Mumbai, and today I'm going to be speaking to you about hyperbaric oxygen treatment or HBOT and its role in wound care treatment. Let us first discuss three different patients. This is a 42-year-old diabetic. He had war injury to the right leg, which resulted in amputation. And this amputation stump is non-healing for more than 3 months, and this leg may need further amputation. Is there any way we can save this leg from amputation? Second patient, a 70-year-old lady, large ulcer in the leg due to varicose veins since last 3 years. Severe pain, cannot walk. Will we confine her to a wheelchair? Is there any method in treating this wound? And third patient, which you very commonly see in clinical practice. A 54-year-old male smoker has developed gangrene of the toes, has been advised above knee amputation. Can we prevent this amputation? So in these type of patients where there are no other options available, we have to think about a dedicated wound care center and the role of hyperbaric oxygen. In a dedicated wound center, this is an availability of a single facility for patients with wounds who are referred from different medical and surgical specialties. And the primary aim of such a center is to facilitate the early healing of wounds and to prevent amputation of limbs. Now, when we talk of treatment of problem wounds, there are a number of different type of wounds which are there. One is the infected wounds, where you have to give proper surgical debridement, antibiotics, skin grafting sometimes necessary, and you can also add hyperbaric oxygen treatment when required. Secondly, arterial wounds, where firstly you have to restore arterial blood flow either by angioplasty or vascular surgery, and then add HBOT therapy to these patients. And lastly, patients with chronic venous insufficiency who have developed an ulcer or a wound. Here you treat the varicose veins with endovenous laser, or you treat DVT with catheter directed thrombolysis and then add HBOT therapy to these patients' management. So what exactly is this hyperbaric oxygen therapy? HBOT is 100% oxygen which is inhaled by the patients when they are pressurized inside a special hyperbaric chamber. Now this is not something new. It has been there for a long time. In the early 1800s, divers began doing deep dives due to development of the air pump. However, this also produced the condition for what was called decompression sickness, when the divers rapidly ascended upwards to sea level and nitrogen bubbles formed in the bloodstream which lodged in their brains, giving rise to convulsion, cerebral edema and death. To treat this condition, special compression chambers were developed where the divers were immediately put inside these chambers and the pressure in these chambers was raised. So this was mainly used for divers and for caisson workers who worked on building the foundation for river bridges where they had to go quite deep below the water. Early clinical chambers for patients were produced for treatment in 1862 in Paris, France. In 1891, the first chambers were used for treating cancer and diabetes mellitus. So this treatment has been there for more than 130 years. In fact, at one point it became so popular that in 1928 there was a 6-floor, 72-room hyperbaric hotel in Cleveland, Ohio, United States of America. Nowadays, hyperbaric oxygen treatment is a well-documented scientific method of treatment, which is approved by United States FDA. And the guidelines for this treatment are formulated by the Undersea and Hyperbaric Medicine Society, which lays down all the methods of how this treatment is to be done. Now, when we talk of hyperbaric oxygen treatment, this oxygen under pressure can be given in various forms of chambers. These can be small chambers, these can be inflatable airbags, they can be a single chamber in which a single patient can lie, or it can be a multi-place chamber, which is a very large chamber and multiple patients can sit together for treatment. And this is the type of chamber that we have at all our centers, which is from Seacrest, United States, which is a large single chamber, 36-inch in diameter. The patient can lie comfortably, look outside and communicate with the doctor who is outside the chamber. So hyperbaric oxygen treatment is inhalation of 100% oxygen. About 1100 cubic feet of oxygen treatment is required, which is given over treatment time of 60 to 90 minutes. About 5 to 7 patients can be treated per chamber per day. Each patient may need between 5 to 15 treatments, and this is basically effectively an outpatient treatment. So what exactly is the physiology of hyperbaric oxygen treatment? How does it work? Does it act on hemoglobin? When you normally breathe air at sea level, which is at 760 millimeters of mercury, we know that hemoglobin is also normally 97% saturated. So if you breathe just plain simple oxygen at sea level, the hemoglobin will get 100% saturated. That is only a 3% increase. But this is now not how it acts. HBOT acts by the oxygen that gets dissolved in the plasma, which is the fluid component of blood. The amount of oxygen which is dissolved in the plasma is proportional to the partial pressure of oxygen, which is called PO2. Normally, when you breathe air at sea level, the plasma concentration of oxygen is only 0.31%. But when you breathe 100% oxygen at sea level, the plasma concentration of oxygen increases to 2.1%. And when you increase this atmospheric pressure from 1 atmosphere to 3 atmosphere, the plasma concentration of oxygen increases to 6.8 volume percent. This means that if you breathe 100% oxygen in a chamber in which the pressure is increased to 3 atmospheres, the plasma oxygen solubility increases 21 times, that is 2100%. And this increased amount of oxygen in the plasma is delivered by the blood vessels to the areas of wound or the ulcers which need increased amount of oxygen for healing. This is how HBOT. Now, how does this HBOT lead to wound healing? The first thing which occurs is a process of neovascularization, that is formation of new blood vessels. When you establish a gradient of oxygen between the healthy tissue and the wound, it stimulates a release of various vasoactive factors which promote the formation of new capillaries. If you give multiple exposures of hyperbaric oxygen treatment, it establishes this new blood vessel formation, and this is very, very useful in severe peripheral vascular disease. Apart from that, hyperbaric oxygen also has a good antibacterial effect. One, it causes leukocyte oxidative killing. Therefore, it increases leukocyte phagocytosis, improves the bacterial killing by neutrophil generated high energy oxygen radicals, and also acts on Clostridium perfringens, special bacteria which we know causes gas gangrene. Secondly, hyperbaric oxygen also converts anaerobic wounds with low pH to aerobic wounds with normal pH. It's very useful. Apart from that, some antibiotics do not work very well in acidic pH, and when you add oxygen, it changes the pH and allows these antibiotics to work. Lastly, we know that hyperbaric oxygen also aids certain antibiotics like tobramycin, which is especially useful in Pseudomonas aeruginosa infection and osteomyelitis. There are multiple uses of hyperbaric oxygen in pulmonary conditions, orthopedic conditions, in intensive care, in cardiology, in neurology, in burn care, in ophthalmology, accident and emergency, and also in cancer chemotherapy. So multiple methods of uses of hyperbaric oxygen therapy. And hyperbaric oxygen therapy can be life-saving in some conditions. For example, when you have air embolism, when you have gas gangrene, when you have decompression sickness in diarrhea, or in carbon monoxide poisoning, hyperbaric oxygen can be absolutely life. Which are the common clinical conditions where we can use hyperbaric oxygen? The most important, of course, is diabetes. Patients who have non-healing ulcers, diabetic foot, and diabetic foot gangrene. We all know that India is the diabetes capital of the world, and most patients suffer from some severe complication of diabetes. Secondly, hyperbaric oxygen is also very useful in venous ulcers, especially those patients who develop non-healing ulcers in the leg, either secondary to varicose veins or chronic deep vein thrombosis. Other indications are severe peripheral arterial disease due to diabetes, atherosclerosis, or smoking. Patients who develop crush injuries, especially seen in vehicular and train accidents, or when they develop a compartment syndrome. Patients who undergone skin grafting or who've developed bed sores, hyperbaric oxygen helps in accelerated healing. It also helps in radiation injury, skin and bone trauma due to high intensity radiation treatment, which is given for cancer. There are certain other potential uses for hyperbaric oxygen treatment. For example, acute neurological injury and stroke, acute coronary syndrome, cerebral palsy, autism, tinnitus, and lifestyle treatment like oxygen. Are there some potential side effects of hyperbaric oxygen? Very few. Some patients may get something called ear trauma, or what is called barotrauma. This is similar to when you are going up in a plane or descending down towards the ground while flying. You will find that your ear suddenly gets blocked. And similar blockage can occur while oxygen treatment is being given. And therefore, all patients are taught to clear the ears, to clear the pressure in the ears by means of special breathing techniques. Prolonged hyperbaric oxygen treatment over many weeks or months can give rise to oxygen toxicity, which, however, is reversible. There are certain contraindications to use of hyperbaric oxygen. For example, patients with severe asthma and COPD, patients on certain anti-cancer medications like doxorubicin, patients who had middle ear surgery, patients who had history of pneumothorax, history of seizures, and virus. Here are some examples of how patients can be treated. There's an example of an arterial ulcer with failure of plastic surgery graft, which was treated with hyperbaric oxygen, and within a few weeks, you see the wound. Also very useful in different type of non-healing amputation stumps, where between 20 to 40 sessions of hyperbaric oxygen. And here you will see how this hyperbaric stump has healed very well after a few sessions of hyperbaric. Diabetic foot with non-healing, diabetic gangrene. These are the type of patients who normally undergo high-level amputation, which can be prevented by hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Here another case of severe gangrene of the foot. Non-healing ulcers again in diabetic. Infected corns with complicated wounds, which do not heal, can be treated. Varicose ulcers. Once endovenous laser is done for the incompetent leaking veins, hyperbaric oxygen leads to rapid healing of the ulcer. Non-healing varicose ulcers, you see that dirty looking infected ulcer is become red and healing ulcer seen after HPOT. Radiation necrosis causing an ulcer around the knee joint and healed, as you can see here, after HPOT. Infected bed sores, very useful treatment modality is HPOT. Severe cellulitis, where there's severe edema of the leg, painful leg, skin starts coming off and peeling off, and you see the healing occurs after a few weeks. So in summary, ladies and gentlemen, hyperbaric oxygen therapy has a significant potential for treatment of patients suffering from wounds and ulcers due to different medical and surgical. It's a simple method of enhancing the healing of wounds. It's not the method by itself to be used for treatment of wounds. Other ancillary methods have to be employed along with HPOT. It's an outpatient treatment. Patients may need between 5 to 15 sittings. Since the wound healing is accelerated, it's a cost-effective method of treatment because it does not require admission to hospital. However, it needs proper evaluation and screening and regular monitoring. We have 3 centers in Mumbai which offer hyperbaric oxygen therapy. One is in Thane, one is in Vashi, and third one is at Tarde at the Apollo Spectral Hospital. Thank you for your attention.